It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music and entertainment commentary and breakdowns. As most of y'all know, we had a very turned up Monday. Today is Tuesday, and today's agenda is just as lit. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had the Quavo come back at Chris Brown with a scathing diss. Chris Brown went at Quavo a few days ago. They've been getting real active, right? So, of course, you know, we're going to get to Saweetie and her response to everything. So, of course, she's on the thumbnail. We've got Megan Thee Stallion on the thumbnail as well because looks like she's going through a little bit of legal trouble. Sounds like some BS to me from what I can see, but we're going to get into that in just a moment. And then we got Nicki Minaj and Future, who were used in a multi-million-dollar concert scam. I don't believe they knew anything about it. I don't believe they received any financial kickbacks off of this scam. However, their name, image, and likenesses were included for somebody to run up a bag. We're going to get into all of that momentarily as well. But before we get this thing started, big shout out to everybody that was tuned into last night's stream as we talked about the whole DJ Academics thing, you know, taking your boy thumbnail, letting that represent his brand, using my brand to represent his brand, right? Just for anybody, because I did see a couple people that did not understand why we were talking about it, why it was significant. Let's just break it down in the simplest terms. DJ Academics used the J Nolan brand as a visual representation for his brand, right? So if I make a FUBU hat and Fat Farm yanks the entire design and puts it on their clothing, that would be a financial issue. I don't have a problem with DJ Academics. Went through this last night. However, when that is made apparent and is brought to my attention, we're going to talk about it just like I talk about everything else that goes on within the culture. That's the culture. DJ Academics is one of the biggest, loudest, and most successful voices in the space. So for somebody like him, he talks about being rich all the time, says he's richer than all of the rappers. I would think he would be rich enough to have somebody to work on staff as a designer, you know, so he wouldn't have to snag from me. Again, it's not beef. It's not a problem. It's not an issue. I'm not trying to badger Academics, right? We saluted him last night. Today, I salute him again because this gave us publicity. It gave us an extra piece of content to talk about, and it gave me a reason to go live because I was not going to last night. But wanted to address this one more time for once and for all. And just remember, inside the industry, baby, we going up, right? So anybody that might refute and be like, man, you're really not the number one source. Okay, cool. You can say that. But let's just see how long it's going to take before we get there. 11K looking real strong right by now. Also, before we get into the contents of the show, I want to give a big shout out to Miss Quisa 101 for her super chat that came in this morning, or super thanks. It might have been whatever it was. It was definitely a financial contribution. You know, we shout out everybody. Much love and respect to Miss Quisa 101 for that. We're going to play Lotto for you one good time, and then we're going to get to the rest of the show. All right? Let's get it, y'all.
Ooh, yeah. Minaj came up out the bottom. Ooh, yeah. Got fresh like I just hit the lotto. Yeah.
They say
money can't fix all your problems.
What?
Ooh, yeah.
What I say?
Throw it in my wallet.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Minaj came up out the bottom.
All right, bro. You can stop that. You can stop, man. You ain't got to keep going. We just going to do it one good time. You know what I mean? Instead of doing the whole 30-second segment, we're going to do like 12 seconds. You know what I'm saying? But again, shout out to Miss Quisa 101 and everybody else that contributes to the channel. Want to make sure that everybody feels appreciated. And we're going to move on into our first subject, which is Megan Thee Stallion being sued by former employee, former cameraman, I believe, who allegedly says that she had sexual relations in front of him. Let's get to it, y'all. Megan Thee Stallion is being sued by an ex-employee who claims she had sex with a woman no less. I don't know. Has anybody actually confirmed that Megan Thee Stallion is into women on that level outside of that episode on Carisha Please? Somebody got to let me know. Had sex with a woman in front of him and then threatened him not to tell anyone. So if he were to come out and say anything, I guess he was being threatened. Legal documents have been obtained by Radar Online and revealed a man named Emilio Garcia says that he worked for Roc Nation and Megan Thee Stallion Entertainment. Megan Thee Stallion Entertainment. I never known that as her business. Somebody got to tell me about that. As her personal cameraman, and went on tour with her in 2022. He says on or around June 22, plaintiff was, and again, that's 2022. Plaintiff was traveling on tour with Stallion in Ibiza, Spain. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So y'all was getting it in Ibiza. After a night out, plaintiff, Stallion, and 3 other women were riding in an SUV together. Suddenly, Megan and one of the other women start having sex right beside him. He could not get out of the car as it was both moving, and he was in the middle of nowhere in a foreign country, Garcia claimed in his suit, which was just filed in Los Angeles on this morning. So, oh boy. Took you about 2 years to even come to your senses and put this in, huh? Got you. He said he was embarrassed, mortified, and offended throughout the entire ordeal. He claimed the next day Megan inquired if he was in the SUV the previous night. I guess she was allegedly so drunk and gone, she didn't even know who was in the car, and said, "Hey, were you in the car last night?" Come on, bro. Come the fuck on. When he confirmed that he was in the vehicle, she allegedly instructed, "Don't ever discuss what you saw." Garcia said Megan then allegedly berated him and began hurling fat-shaming comments towards him, such as "fat bitch," "spit your food out," and "you don't need to be eating." I'll be honest, y'all, I don't know the character of Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know what type of person she is. I don't know, what type of insult she may be hurling at people behind the scenes, but this shit sound like a load of bullshit to me. It sound like it should have already been flushed, in my personal opinion. Like, the beginning of the story, I was willing to at least, give a willing suspension of disbelief to say, okay, let me hear what this motherfucker got to say, right? Okay, they started having a sexual encounter in the car. Who knows? Maybe I was, you in Ibiza with 4 women. All right, maybe it could pop off. But then to be like, were you in the car last night? Even that was like, okay, I can see that. Don't ever discuss what you saw. Boom. What made her then start berating you, calling you a fat bitch, spit your food out? So you was eating while y'all was having this conversation? Because I don't see that I don't know, man. Again, sound like a load of horse shit. Right? Let's keep going. He claims, hold on, they say Stallion's former employee allegedly confided in a makeup artist that he intended to quit due to her lack of appropriate pay for the amount of time asked of him. So you weren't gonna quit because of being trashed and talked about, and motherfuckers say, "Stop eating, goddamn, you don't even deserve to eat with your fat ass." That wasn't enough to make you quit, but now you claiming that your pay wasn't enough. But where in here was this rooted in inappropriate pay? According to Garcia, the Hot Girl Summer rapper drunkenly FaceTimed him after learning of his plan to terminate his employment. Later that night, okay, so this is a direct quote. Later that night, Stallion drunkenly FaceTimed the plaintiff, and after plaintiff expressed his belief that he was being underpaid for the amount of hours actually asked of him, they reached an understanding, with Stallion affirming, "We're good." So you're complaining about the pay, but yet you came to an understanding in which she says, "We're good," and you never return. Right? Despite this alleged conversation, Garcia said he was scheduled once again for her upcoming gig the following Friday. So you was about to quit. She said, "We're good." As in, she agreed to pay you more money, or you was going to go home. Which one was it? Oh, boy. But then all of that changed on or around June 2023. So you stayed an additional year. When Roc Nation unexpectedly reached out to him the night before the scheduled gig, and informed him that his services would no longer be required by Stallion. So this whole thing, this whole ordeal began in 2022, but you stayed until 2023 and Roc Nation sent your ass packing. Okay. Garcia argued that he was misclassified as an independent contractor while working as Stallion's personal cameraman. Thus, he was effectively denied of any of the protections of an employee would have under California law. What? How was you? What? As a cameraman, yeah, you are paid as an independent contractor. You work for your own business and you... What? You work as your own business. You're the cameraman. They hire you for the tour. You're only working so much out of the year because she's only touring so much out of the year. And I don't recall her being on no long-standing tour, right? Because that whole thing is the reason why the Hot Girl Summer Tour is so important right now. So something is not adding up for me. A lot of this is not adding up for me, as a matter of fact. I'm not going to say none of this happened, but the way that you're conveying it, I don't trust your perspective. He's suing Megan Thee Stallion, Roc Nation, and her Hot Girl Touring for an alleged hostile work environment, labor code violations, and retaliation, and is asking for an unspecified amount. So we have not been able to become privy of how much money he wants, but clearly it ain't, his normal rate. Let me see if we could dig deeper into this actual lawsuit. I would love to see the entire lawsuit at this point because there's a lot of holes in this effing story. All right, y'all. So Emilio Garcia, I believe his name is. He's the cameraman in the back of this photo, taking the shot. The Hispanic man. We see Megan here getting her hair and makeup done at the same time. He alleges that he's been working with Megan since 2018. And unfortunately, things went a little astray in 2022. He got let go in 2023. Again, I'm not saying none of this stuff happened. Again, I don't know Megan personally, but the way he's conveying all of this, it just isn't all that convincing for me. He's actually got a more in-depth interview exclusive with NBC News, which I went and found. I still don't have all of the details of the lawsuit, but this article seems to be a little bit more, immersive, I guess you can say. So he says that the harassment was so severe or pervasive that it created a hostile, abusive work environment, which made his working conditions intolerable, right? He became Megan's personal cameraman in 2018, allegedly, quit his job in 2019 to pursue the gig with her full time and work with her until June 2023. So they had about a 5-year working relationship, which I'm sure there's a lot of ups and downs that happen in the meantime. So I don't think that that's outside of the realm of possibility or reality. When it came to this 2022 incident in the SUV, speaking to NBC News, he says, I felt uncomfortable. I was kind of frozen and I was shocked at kind of just the overall audacity to do this right beside me, talking about the sexual encounter that these ladies were having, allegedly. Of course, again, the next day they had a conversation about it. She allegedly called him all types of fat. He comes out and says, to hear someone who advocates about loving your body tell me these types of things, I felt degraded. Right? When they returned from this Ibiza trip, Garcia says that his compensation structure was changed from a monthly flat rate to a pay-per-task system that required him to submit invoices for each assignment. So she had him on a monthly retainer, paying him X amount of dollars. But Again, I don't find this to be extraordinary. Like, if y'all were on a tour or some sort of series of dates that y'all were going on, and they say, hey, we're going to pay you a monthly retainer because we're going out of the country for the next 2 months, or we're going on a run for the next 3 months. Yeah, just overall for your shit, we're going to pay you X amount per month. I could see that being the case, even if it's 5 months out of the year. They return from this Ibiza trip and they switch them over to a pay per task system, which means you submit invoices. I think that's pretty standard, right? Like, the amount of work has slowed down. So now, instead of you just traveling with us and being around, we bring you in as needed. She's got a show next week. She's got another show on this date. She's got an appearance over here. She got to do this over here. Good Morning America. You know what I mean? Over the course of the next 6 months, she may have 5 engagements, whereas, 5 major engagements, I'll say. And you know what I mean? It's not making sense to me as to what the issue really is. And clearly he's not her current cameraman who was out there in Japan with her, because those photos was fire. Anyway, let's see. And invoicing is pretty standard as well. You got to do that with any corporation that you're working with. He said he was expected to provide the same services despite the pay structure change, but alleges that he was treated differently following the Ibiza trip and saw a decrease in bookings that she hired him to do. But you don't work for Roc Nation. Like, even if they were paying you monthly, I would love to see some paperwork that said that you were an actual employee. I'm sure you were submitting work for hire type stuff, but whatever. Until we see that, I can't say that. Again, Garcia began to consider quitting the job because of Megan's possessiveness. Possessiveness? If she's working less with you, how is she being possessive? Possessiveness combined with a lack of appropriate pay for the amount of time asked. And of course, a lack of bookings. Garcia remained on the schedule for a June 2023 job, but the night before, Roc Nation notified him. Okay, I told y'all about that part. While working for Megan, Garcia allegedly endured a barrage of relentless sexual and fat-shaming comments that plunged him into a profound emotional distress. You know, when it comes to lawsuits and emotional distress, nobody can tell you about your emotional well-being. Nobody can tell you if you were stressed, depressed, thinking of, harming yourself, none of these types of things. Nobody can evaluate your personal well-being and your personal time. You can't equate the value of that. He says, what I learned throughout the years is that, especially coming from an office environment, there's no HR department in the entertainment business. Garcia told NBC, so if you don't know that you're being done wrong, you don't really know how to advocate for yourself until you start asking. Maybe you start asking your peers who have representation. They have agents, they have management, they have attorneys. So I really just want to encourage people to advocate for themselves. This alleged behavior caused Garcia to face a loss in earnings and other employment benefits, as well as physical injuries, physical sickness, and emotional... Oh my God, I hate to laugh at you, bruh. So you mean to tell me her bringing you on board less to shoot photos for her caused you physical injury? Physical sickness. The trips overseas didn't cause you no illness, no sickness. The food, no motion sickness, no food poisoning. But this treatment, nobody did nothing physically to you, but you are physically hurt. You done fell down the steps because your mental wasn't right and shit, right? Holy moly. The suit states that while working for the entertainer, he was without basic insurance coverage and therefore could not get the care he needed. As an independent contractor, you went into business working for yourself. As a cameraman, you work for yourself. It was your responsibility every goddamn November If you ain't got no outside insurance, you're going to have to go to healthcare.gov and get you some bullshit insurance that could at least get you on the boards. You know what I'm saying? The most you can hope for is 50% copay and shit like that, my brother. Pay out of pocket. Stop the bullshit, man. Stop the cap. Now, he grapples with mounting anxiety, depression, and physical distress stemming from the toxic work environment an entire 2 years later. Oh, man, I love it. I don't love it, but I love it. Furthermore, Ron Zambrano, the attorney for Garcia, says Megan just needs to pay our client what he's due. You ain't even gonna talk about the mental state, all of the book, all that. You just getting straight to the point. She just need to pay for what he's due. Okay, God damn it. Own up to her behavior and quit this sort of sexual harassment and fat shaming conduct. Emilio should have never been in a position of having to be in a vehicle while she had sex with another woman. That's a fact, if that actually happened. Inappropriate is putting it lightly. Exposing this behavior to employees is definitely illegal. As a resident cameraman, did you take photos, video? You got some proof? Not for my own research, but for yours in court. God dang. The lawsuit alleges that Megan prohibited him from working for anyone else. So how's she gonna stop you from working for anyone else? If you on a independent contractor agreement, if your agreement doesn't say that you can't work for no one, like I need more details. I need real hard documents. Cause this just all over the place. She prohibited you from working for anyone else, yet at a certain point they stopped booking you. So they just froze you out of the industry. Not to mention he was denied overtime pay and breaks. So he couldn't even go eat. Couldn't get overtime if he was working above and beyond, which I don't understand overtime anyway. How you getting overtime when you're paid on a monthly retainer? What is the time allotted? His misclassification as an independent contractor left him without basic insurance coverage, depriving him of essential health care. You should have been working for the label if that's the case. And Roc Nation ain't a label, or at least not for Megan. Garcia told NBC News in an interview he is seeking more than 6 figures. The suit seeks unpaid wages as well as interest on the unpaid wages. Unpaid overtime, which again, what is overtime? Is it based on a 40-hour work schedule? Is it based on an 80-hour work schedule? Like, how do we determine what that is? He also wants to be paid for other employee benefits at their legal rate. Furthermore, he's seeking statutory penalties and wage penalties pursuant to California labor laws, punitive damages, according to proof and costs he's incurred, including his attorney fees. He wants over 6 figures. So at the bare minimum, he wants $100K, if not more, right? Now, let's see what page 6 talking about. Some people don't like page 6, but they have other details on here that I want to just check before we move on to other things, because I did see, I think there was a figure somewhere. So they were allegedly paying him a rate of $4,000 per month for his work. And at a certain point, 2022, they went to a paper task system. So I guess he was, looking forward to that $4K a month, and then all of a sudden it slowed down. But I don't know, man. Working for myself, it's hard for me to really identify what's real, what's not, what's, legit, because as an entrepreneur, you know that your life can change at any moment. You could be on that $4,000 monthly retainer and easily be let go, easily be sent home, easily be left to figure shit out, which you could go back to your local, you know what I mean? Like, let's be real. If you were Megan's personal cameraman for the last, over a course of 5 years or whatever time period that was, you should be able to go back to your local community and run up the fucking bag, because everybody should want to shoot with Megan Thee Stallion's photographer. Even if you're just doing local shoots for regular ass people, right? Which I don't understand how they could enforce that you can't work for nobody else unless you have paperwork that says explicitly that they're limiting you to work for Megan. I don't understand. I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think of this shit, because it's not aligning for me. Not for me. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm trying not to be biased in any kind of way. But yeah. And apparently he goes by the alias Emilio Cucci. I'm going to try to wipe that from the record. Ooh, shit. Moving right along, good people. Did not expect to see that this morning, but here we are. All right, now let's get into Nicki Minaj and Future, who are also facing, I want to say facing, but somebody faces some legal trouble for using their name, image, and likenesses, okay? So let's get into this. Matter of fact, y'all said y'all want like breaks. I'm going to give y'all a couple seconds to compose yourselves. Oh, man, let's see what we want to do here just to do this little like break. What should we do? What should we play? I'm going to kind of turn the music down a little bit, kind of do elevator style. I'm going to play Like Me. If y'all haven't heard this on the Southside Nolan album, make sure you go check it out. You know what I mean? Let's go.
It's just different.
A lot of rappers ain't none of them niggas like me.
Whoa.
You won't look, you won't find nobody like me. Wait. Young cops still can't do it like me. Wants to say you better find somebody
Hey.
like me.
Be sure to like and share the video. Hey.
You won't look, you won't find nobody like me.
Tell a friend to come join out inside the industry.
Wants to say you better find somebody
Whoa.
like me. When I wake up, put my armor on. Crystal on my neck, it keep me shining like some armor off. Made it from the dirt, I keep a pistol as my bodyguard. Southside nigga learned a lot of game in Cali Park.
Shout it came a long way.
I was on my Kanye. Cali with no option, now we're dropping.
Trying to find a way.
Bodies dropping broad day.
I ain't had no
Industry connections.
been the
Hardest in my section.
had to
Learn my own lessons.
Hyper Studio. Love John, no Julio. Playing pretty Ricky like Rubio. Nigga find myself inside the mo. Tap it back to reality. Did like didn't know the code. Couldn't get no hits on the Google Chrome. Internet try. Got made it to the. If we talking conquer. Nip. A lot of rappers ain't none of niggas like me. Keep on looking, won't find nobody like me. Way. Young cops still can't do it like me. Won't say you better find somebody like me. A lot of rappers ain't none of them niggas like me. Keep on looking, won't find nobody like me. Way. Young guys still can't do it like me. Won't say you better find somebody like me. All right, so that was a quick like break. Yeah, I think we're going to play that. Like break, might as well play Like Me. Y'all need to like the video if you like your boy. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we're going to move on into this Nicki Minaj and Future thing. All right? Cool. So Nicki Minaj and Future were victimized by a fraudulent concert promotion scheme orchestrated by an alleged scam artist who bilked millions from investors. This was a multi-city hip-hop tour scam involving big names like Nicki Minaj and Future. I would love to know what other names are included in this. And it has led to the arrest of a Dallas man who defrauded investors out of millions of dollars for his own personal use. Now, I seen a lot of folks from Texas in my chat last night. All my Houston folks, some South Texas, my Dallas. Dallas, what the fuck going on, man? One of your own is out here scamming using the likeness of Nicki and Future for millions, right? So Nicki Minaj and Future were falsely advertised by headline performers for a multi-city tour that was never materialized, leading to Carlos Deshaun Goodspeed's indictment on wire fraud in Dallas, Texas. Goodspeed 43 has claimed to be responsible for organizing a concert tour featuring these artists, which prompted investors to pour substantial funds into this venture. Victims expected lucrative returns from Goodspeed, who promised them through his illegitimate promotions company, Straight Like That Entertainment, Straight Like That. He convinced them to invest with the allure of quick financial gains, only to divert the money for his personal use, such as lavish shopping and premium living expenses. So he got all this money to invest into this falsified ass tour just so he could invest the money to go to Saks Fifth Ave. Nigga pushing up in the VIP in a brand new whip going to Saks Fifth. Ain't that about a bit? Goddamn, premium living expenses. You done bought you a nice condo. Oh my God, nigga, you done got caught up. You finna be caught out. The financial ramifications of Goodspeed's alleged deceit were staggering. His deceitful practices extended to organizing fictitious events featuring other big names in hip-hop, such as Tyler, the Creator, and Ludacris. Dog, you playing on all these people head top. They need to all file defamation suits on your bitch ass. After the initial fraudulent event went unchallenged, the deceit deepened with further promises of additional concerts, utilizing the credibility of these well-known artists to secure more funds and hopeful investors. Y'all dumb, okay? At this point, when the first event never occurred, you put money into it, you never got a return on your investment, the shit was never materialized in person, no fans ever showed up, no show came. Why did y'all continue to pour more money into this motherfucker, man? Now I'm starting to side out all of y'all that supposedly invested. That's just like them niggas that invested in that Jay Morrison shit. That's a whole nother thing. But that Black House shit, if y'all been keeping up with my boy Pocket Watching with JT, he been on Jay Morrison ass for years. You know, niggas done invested in that Tulsa fund and shit, didn't make no type of money, right? Then the fake ass returns he tried to send out gave niggas $100 or $200 to pacify their ass. Now he done sold the motherfucking the land or the spot that y'all was allegedly investing in, and y'all ain't getting the motherfucking thing because he finna file bankruptcy or some crazy shit, man. You got to be more careful. But back to the bullshit over here in Dallas. In one instance, he acquired $400,000 from an investor, promising to turn it into $650. Oh, you want some Caesar Pina? Y'all niggas y'all be promising these exorbitant returns. You can't promise nothing. And within 4 months, yeah, this is definitely giving Cesar. By financing a concert tour, however, those funds were diverted toward personal gains, including luxury shopping and upscale living expenses once again. Another victim was persuaded to wire an additional $130K with the lure of future concerts, only to have those funds also misappropriated. You're not learning from your mistakes. You're not learning from your other counterparts, man. Sometimes it's good to look to the left and the right and know what the right hand doing. Collectively, the victims of Goodspeed's fraudulent scheme face losses in the millions. I would love to know exactly how many millions it is. The authorities began investigating after multiple complaints were lodged by the deceived investors, leading to Goodspeed's arrest at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Oh, you was trying to get out of town. Get out of town. That nigga took that shit, literally got his ass caught up at the airport. Despite his appearances in... that get out of town shit. Despite his appearances and promises made to investors, he was taken into custody, reflecting the gravity of his crimes, encompassing deceit, exploitation, and a stark abuse of trust within the entertainment industry. Goodspeed's case is now moving through the legal system with hopes of justice for the defrauded parties and reparative measures to fortify investor protections in the future. Let me see. They do have a link to his case here with the United States Attorney Office, Northern District of Texas. I just want to know what the exact okay, this is very short and sweet. So, okay. I'm gonna run through this real quick. Shouldn't take very long because again, this is a short document. So it says a man claimed to be a concert promoter for artists like Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, and others. He put Beyonce name in this shit too. You sly devil. Carlos Deshaun Goodspeed, 43, operated under the business name Straight Like That Entertainment, was indicted on April 16th on 3 counts of wire fraud. He was arrested without incident at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport on Wednesday and made his initial appearance before U.S. Magistrate Judge Renee Tolliver on Thursday. According to the indictment, Mr. Goodspeed allegedly told investors he was a concert promoter working in partnership with a multinational event marketing company. He allegedly solicited hefty investments and guaranteed returns as high as 50% in a short period of time. He first started running this scheme in 2018. July 2018, he allegedly solicited $400,000 from one victim, promising to pay him back $650,000, within 4 months. He claimed the money would be used to promote touring shows for Nicki Minaj and Future. So this goes all the way back to 2018. This nigga been pulling this jug. The same day, the would-be investor wired Straight Like That Entertainment the money. Mr. Goodspeed allegedly withdrew $200,000 out of the $400,000 to pay a court-appointed receiver in connection with an SEC lawsuit. He wired another $20,000 to another duped investor and wired $100,000 in cash in cashier's checks. So he started paying off debts to other motherfuckers and paying off niggas in other lawsuits. Then he took $100,000 in cash and cashier's checks. He paid back only a fraction of the investor's $400,000 investment. So that was back in 2018. In January of 2022, this nigga allegedly solicited $50,000 from another investor, telling him the funds would be used to purchase concert tickets and suites for an upcoming Tyler, the Creator show. Wow. Despite the show taking place as planned, hold on, so the show actually happened? Okay, so Tyler's show was actually booked. You took $50,000 to buy tickets and suites? How many niggas were you trying to buy tickets for? And why did they do that? Dallas, what is going on with y'all? What's going on with the education system out there? Got some beautiful homes. We need some beautiful minds. He eventually told, hold on. Despite the show taking place as planned, he did not return the principal or pay out the return as promised, allegedly making excuses. He eventually told the investor he would be paid in full after 2 more concerts, including a second by Tyler, the Creator, and another by Luda. The investor then wired an additional $130,000. Y'all stupid y'all deserve it. To Straight Like That Entertainment, which Goodspeed used for personal expenses, including rental payments and an upscale apartment complex. Whoa. Retail payments at an upscale apartment complex. I told you he got a condo. I was just fucking around. A purchase at a high-end retail store, said he was up at Saks Fifth, and airline fees and hotels. Not to mention he was also paying off other lingering payments to people he duped out of their money. So he was trying to make good, or at least give them a little bit of chicken nuggets to hold them off till dinner. In total, as a result of Mr. Goodspeed's alleged fraud, investors collectively suffered a loss of over $1 million. An indictment is merely an allegation of criminal conduct, not evidence. Mr. Goodspeed is presumed innocent until proven guilty in court of law. If convicted, he faces up to 60 years in prison, 20 years per count. The Federal Bureau of Investigation's Dallas field office conducted the investigation. Assistant U.S. Attorney Renee Hunter prosecuted the case. This was updated as of April 18th. So we'll see where this thing goes henceforth. All right. Again, I would love to see Nicki Minaj, Future, Beyonce, Tyler, the Creator, and Luda come at his ass uh for defamation, you know what I'm saying, fraud, exploiting their name, image, and likeness on some bullshit, the whole nine. Whatever you could do. What I say on the song, I need my chick. Yeah, we need that. And last but certainly not least, we've got Saweetie coming out and putting a little bit of commentary out there for the people as it pertains to the Chris Brown and Quavo beef or whatever they've got going on. So, of course, you know, Quavo had the line in his song basically saying, I take a model and turn that bitch to Saweetie, basically saying again that she was nothing all that special to him, and he could easily turn any old IG model or any model off the street into a Saweetie in their own right. She came out and said, hopefully the model he turns into me replies. She then goes on to show a screenshot of Mr. Huncho in her DMs trying to slide and rekindle some sort of some sort of connection. And the screenshot says, damn, we used to mean AF to each other or something along those lines. Cause you know, Quavo's not the most literate motherfucker either, clearly. I don't know what it is. When niggas decide they want to rap, they just stop giving a fuck about the English language and how to write properly. Niggas just type any old kind of damn way. We used to mean AF to each other. You know, on one end, you might think he's saying, damn, we used to mean a lot to each other. And then the other one could be, damn, we used to be mean as fuck to each other. You know, hearkening back to maybe some turmoil. Maybe trying to right some wrongs. Rekindle some flames. But ain't no way you can rekindle them flames after all the inflammatory shit that y'all said about this girl on both of y'all records. You know, all the bitches and hoes and slutting her outs and put the dick down and all that type of shit that y'all was talking about. Ain't no way. I don't understand how women deal with y'all after speaking in these formats. You know, I understand it's hip hop and a lot of stuff is okay, par for the course. But some shit is a bit excessive. But who am I? Furthermore, someone goes on to the Twitter app and says, her coming for Quavo and not Chris says a lot, which has people in an uproar. Because it's like, okay, you're definitely confirming that Quavo is still reaching out to you. You're definitely confirming, you know, whatever with that, but you ain't said nothing to Chris. But I told y'all the other day, Saweetie ain't worried about that shit. She said she finna go back and rewrite them verses to 90. We had a good old time with that. Ooh, 90. Motherfucker said, hey man, we might need to check on YG. YG over there checking on the check. I'm telling y'all, YG the one that's putting her up to this shit. Hey man, boom, throw that shit out there. Hell yeah, get that money. Hell yeah. You know how that nigga talk. Y'all don't think YG supporting this shit, man? He like, man, take advantage of this moment. Make that money. Nonny. Oh, man. It's going to be very interesting to see where things go from here with the whole Quavo, Chris Brown beef. Of course, we saw that Chris Brown said he feels like Quavo's response was whack. I think his pride is a little bit hurt because the song wasn't whack. To say it's not even worth a response, I think is cap. Big cap. Y'all gonna keep that thing going. And it seemed like, you know, Chris is not even really all that angry. You know, the fact that he said it's not even worth a response, he was excited to hear it, means that he was really in like rap battle mode, not physical violence mode. So I'm hoping that nothing goes past, you know, the precedent of going in the studio, getting some shit off your chest and letting the world hear it. I think we can kind of keep those certain boundaries intact. You know, the main thing that could get hurt in this situation is pride, ego. Those things can get bruised, but hopefully nobody else finds themselves with bruises. All right? That's my show for right now. We're going to come back a little bit later with some more content. I wanted to break it up, give y'all a breather, come back a little bit later, talk about some more stuff. So be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you got here because of the DJ Academics thing, welcome to the show. Welcome to Inside the Industry. You know, it's beautiful over here. It's nice over here. We've definitely got a little bit more of a variety, diverse community over here. We're not really on to having sausage parties and all of that type of stuff over excessively with just stands going crazy. You know, this is an objective show. We treat everybody with as much respect as we possibly can. So if that's the type of culture you're into, cool. If not, you can find your way back to where you came from. And that's all I've got to say for y'all at this current time. And much love and respect. I'll catch y'all later. Let's get it one good time. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.